The arrogant challenge, the Vexary Empire had ruled the Andromeda Spiral for over 3,000 years. Their ships, massive and crystalline, had brought entire star systems to their knees. Species that had reached for the stars found themselves bowing before Vexary might. From the gas giant miners of Kepler 442 to the quantum engineers of the Centauri Collective, all had learned the same harsh lesson. Resistance was futile. Emperor Thaxon sat upon his throne of living metal aboard the flagship Dominion's Edge, his 6 arms folded across his armored chest. His compound eyes gleamed with satisfaction as he reviewed the latest conquest reports. The Zilani Federation had surrendered after just 2 days of orbital bombardment. The Mortarch Republic had lasted barely a week. Each victory added another jewel to the Empire's crown, another species to serve in their endless expansion. But today brought something different. Scout Commander Veltar approached the throne with hesitant steps, his normally proud posture slightly hunched. The Emperor's attention fixed on him with predatory focus. "Speak." Thaxon's voice resonated through the chamber like grinding stone. "My Lord, our deep space scouts have discovered a new system. Sol-3 they call their world Earth. The species calls itself ... human." Veltar paused, gathering courage. "They appear to be a young species, barely reaching beyond their own moon. Single planet civilization, no visible space defenses, primitive chemical rockets." Emperor Thaxon's mandibles clicked in amusement. Another easy conquest then. How refreshing to find prey that knows its place. What the Vexary scouts had not detected were the hidden installations scattered throughout the Sol system. On the far side of Luna, concealed mining operations had been converted into massive shipyards. In the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, hollowed-out rocks concealed entire fleets. Beyond Pluto's orbit, automated defense platforms waited in the cold darkness, their sensors trained on the void beyond. Admiral Sarah Chen stood in the command center of Titan Base, humanity's most classified facility buried beneath the surface of Saturn's largest moon. She was a small woman by human standards, but her presence commanded absolute attention. Her dark eyes studied the holographic display, showing Vexary ship movements with calculating precision. "They think we're primitives," she said to her assembled staff. "Let them think that a little longer." Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the lead scientist of Project Deep Strike, pulled up another display. "The quantum displacement drives are ready, Admiral. All 16 battle groups are positioned and waiting. The Vexary won't see us coming until it's too late." For decades, humanity had prepared for this moment, not through prophecy or paranoia, but through cold, hard analysis. The discovery of alien technology in the Mariana Trench 50 years ago had changed everything. Ancient crash sites, carefully hidden from public view, had provided templates for technologies beyond Earth's current. Science. Humanity had learned, adapted, and improved upon designs that were millions of years old. The first sign of trouble came when the Vexary ultimatum arrived. Every screen on Earth, every communication device, every radio frequency suddenly carried the same message. The translation was flawless, as if the aliens understood human languages perfectly. Emperor Thaxon's image appeared globally, his alien features imposing and terrible. "Creatures of Earth," his voice boomed with mechanical precision. "I am Emperor Thaxon of the Vexary Empire. Your species has been evaluated and found adequate for service. You will surrender all military capabilities within 72 of your hours. Your governments will dissolve. Your strongest will serve in our labor forces. Your most intelligent will work in our research facilities. Compliance will be rewarded with continued existence. Resistance will result in the complete sterilization of your world. The message ended abruptly, leaving Earth in stunned silence. Then the panic began. But in the hidden command centers scattered across the system, a different reaction took place. Admiral Chen activated the emergency protocol that had been prepared for this exact scenario. Within minutes, every world leader received a classified briefing that changed everything they thought they knew about humanity's capabilities. The President of the United States stared at the holographic display in the Situation Room, her face pale with shock. This technology, how long have we had this? Officially, we don't have it, replied General Harrison, Chen's liaison with Earth Command. Unofficially, we've been preparing for this day since 2075. Every space program, every deep space mission, every failed probe launch has been cover for the real project. Humanity isn't defenseless, Madame President. We've been preparing for war. Similar conversations took place in Beijing, Moscow, London, and every other capital. For the first time in human history, the world's leaders reached complete consensus within hours. The answer to the Vexry ultimatum would be unified and absolute. The response came not through words, but through action. When Vexry ships arrived, at the edge of the Sol system, they found what they expected, a primitive species with basic space technology. The International Space Station orbited peacefully. Communication satellites maintained their regular patterns. Everything appeared normal. Commander Zekthar, leading the Vexry advance fleet, felt the familiar satisfaction of an easy conquest. His 5 warships were more than sufficient to enforce compliance. These humans would surrender quickly once they witnessed Vexry power. Target their orbital station, he ordered. One demonstration should suffice. The ISS disappeared in a brilliant flash, vaporized by a single plasma burst from the Vexry flagship. On Earth, people watched in horror as their symbol of peaceful space exploration became debris. But in the hidden command centers, Admiral Chen smiled coldly. They just declared war on the entire human species. All units, this is Homeworld Command. Operation Deep Strike is now active. Show them what humanity really is. The Vexry had made their fatal mistake. They had revealed their presence, their intentions, and their contempt for human life. Now they would learn why humanity had survived. Ice ages, plagues, wars, and every catastrophe their small world could inflict. They would learn that humans didn't just survive, they conquered. Commander Zekthar was reviewing target priorities when his sensor operator called out in confusion. "Sir, I'm detecting massive energy signatures throughout the system. Multiple contacts, origin unknown." "Impossible," Zekthar replied. "Our scouts detected no significant military presence. Sir, ... They're everywhere. Behind us, around us, there. Appearing from locations that should be empty space." On the tactical display, red dots began appearing by the dozens. Human ships emerged from quantum displacement fields, materialized from behind asteroid camouflage, and rose from planetary surfaces that had appeared uninhabited. Each ship was sleek, angular, and bristling with weapons that the Vexry databases couldn't identify. Emperor Thaxon, monitoring the situation from his throne ship at the system's edge, felt his first moment of doubt. How many ships do these primitives possess? The answer came from Admiral Chen herself, speaking on an open channel that every Vexry ship could receive. "Emperor Thaxon of the Vexry Empire, this is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force. You have attacked our property and threatened our people. You have made a serious error in judgment. Impossible, Thaxon roared. Our intelligence indicated a primitive species. Your intelligence was designed to see exactly what we wanted you to see. For 50 years, humanity has prepared for species like yours. We've studied your tactics, your technology, your weaknesses. We've built our entire defense strategy around one simple principle. Never let the enemy know what you're really capable of until it's too late for them to retreat. The Vexery formation began to shift, realizing they were surrounded. Commander Zekdar counted the enemy contacts and felt his blood grow cold. The humans outnumbered his fleet 3-1, and that was just the ships he could see. Asterisk. We demand your immediate surrender, Emperor Thaxon broadcast. Though his voice had lost much of its earlier confidence, Admiral Chen's response was calm and final. Counter-offer, Emperor. You have exactly 10 minutes to begin withdrawal from Sol System. After that, we demonstrate why challenging humanity is the last mistake any species ever makes. The countdown had begun. In 10 minutes, the galaxy would learn that humanity didn't just defend itself. It eliminated threats completely and permanently. The Vexery Empire, which had conquered hundreds of worlds, was about to face an enemy that had been preparing for this war since before they were born. The clock was ticking, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy what 3,000 years of Vexery arrogance had earned them. Asterisk. The Reckoning Emperor, Thaxon stared at the tactical display with growing horror. What had begun as a simple conquest of a primitive world had become a nightmare beyond his comprehension. The humans hadn't just hidden a few ships. They had concealed an entire military infrastructure that spanned their solar system. Status. Report, he demanded, his voice betraying the first hints of uncertainty his crew had ever heard. My lord, the sensor operator's voice trembled. We count over 300 human vessels. They're using technology we don't recognize. Energy signatures are ... impossible. They're generating power levels that should require antimatter reactors, 10 times larger than what their ship hulls could contain. Commander Zekthar, leading the advance fleet, found himself trapped in the inner system with no clear escape route. Every direction showed human ships emerging from concealment. His 5 warships, which had seemed so imposing minutes ago, now appeared pitiful against the growing human armada. Admiral. Chen's voice cut through the Vexery communications with surgical precision. 8 minutes remaining, Emperor. I suggest you use this time wisely. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood beside Chen in the Titan Base Command Center, watching the tactical display with scientific fascination. Their ships are exactly as we predicted from the ancient crash sites. Same energy patterns, same structural weaknesses. Our weapons should be perfectly calibrated for their armor frequencies. Good, Chen replied without taking her eyes off the display. Signal all battle groups. Prepare to demonstrate Project Deep Strike. What the Vexery couldn't know was that humanity's hidden weapons program had been built around one simple philosophy. If you can't avoid a fight with a stronger enemy, make sure you become stronger than they are before the fight begins. The ancient alien technology found in Earth's deepest ocean trenches had provided the foundation. But human ingenuity had improved upon designs that were millions of years old. Commander Zekthar tried desperately to maintain his composure. All ships, defensive formation. Prepare to withdraw to the outer system. But as his ships began to move, something impossible happened. The human vessels didn't pursue in normal space. Instead, they simply vanished and reappeared directly in the Vexery flight path, as if distance meant nothing to them. Quantum displacement technology, Dr. Rodriguez explained to the watching command staff. We don't travel through space, we step around it. They can't run from us because we're always exactly where we need to be. The first exchange of fire was brief and decisive. Vexery plasma weapons, which had shattered the defenses of 100 worlds, struck human ship hulls and simply scattered like water off stone. The human return fire was different. Instead of energy beams, they launched projectiles that moved at near-light speed, guided by targeting systems that could track individual atoms. Commander Zekthar watched in disbelief as his flagship's shields collapsed under the first human volley. The projectiles didn't explode. They passed through his ship's armor like it wasn't there, leaving perfectly circular holes that vented atmosphere and vital fluids into space. Impossible, he whispered. Our shields have never failed so quickly. Your shields were designed to stop energy weapons. Admiral Chen's voice came through his comm system as if she was standing beside him. Ours were designed to stop yours. We've had 50 years to prepare for this specific fight, Commander. You've had 50 years to grow overconfident. Emperor Thaxon, watching his advance fleet crumble, made the decision that sealed his empire's fate. All ships, maximum attack. Show these primitives the true power of the Vexery Empire. The main Vexery fleet charged into the Sol system with every weapon blazing. Hundreds of crystalline warships, each one capable of destroying a planet, converged. On Earth, with the fury of an empire that had never known defeat. They found humanity waiting for them. Admiral Chen activated the final phase of Operation Deep Strike. Throughout the solar system, massive installations that had been disguised as asteroids, moons, and space debris suddenly came online. Each one was a weapon platform designed around a single principle: overwhelming firepower applied with surgical precision. The battle that followed would be studied by military historians for centuries. The Vexery fought with the tactics that had conquered a galaxy: massive formations, overwhelming firepower, and the psychological impact of seemingly infinite numbers. Humanity fought with something the Vexery had never encountered: perfect knowledge of their enemy combined with technology specifically designed to counter every Vexery advantage. Human ships didn't form traditional battle lines. Instead, they fought like a swarm of predators, appearing from quantum displacement fields, striking with impossible accuracy, and vanishing before return fire could find them. Each human vessel carried weapons that had been tested against captured Vexery technology, calibrated to specific frequencies that would render Vexery defenses useless. Commander Zekthar, his ship crippled and drifting, watched the impossible unfold around him. Human ships, no larger than Vexery fighters, were systematically destroying warships that had terrorized entire star systems. The humans fought with a precision that suggested they knew exactly where to hit for maximum damage. How, he whispered into his comm system. How do they know our weaknesses so perfectly? Dr. Rodriguez answered from Titan Base, her voice carrying the satisfaction of a scientist whose theories had proven correct. Because we've been studying you for 50 years, Commander. Every Vexery wreck we found in our deep space explorations. Every piece of debris from your ancient battles. Every scrap of your technology. We analyzed it all. We know your ships better than you do. The turning point came when Emperor Thaxon himself entered the battle. His throne ship, the Dominion's Edge, was a mobile fortress that had served as the Vexery Empire's ultimate weapon for over 1,000 years. Its appearance had ended rebellions and convinced entire species to surrender without a fight. Admiral Chen smiled as the massive ship appeared on her screens. "There's our primary target. All battle groups converge on the Emperor's position. Let's end this war." What followed was not a battle but an execution. The Dominion's edge, designed to intimidate and overwhelm, found itself surrounded by human ships that fought like nothing in the Vexery experience. They didn't charge into glorious battle. They dissected their target with clinical efficiency. Human weapons struck the throne ship's power core, its command systems, its weapons arrays, and its life support with simultaneous precision. Each shot was calculated to cause maximum damage while keeping the ship intact enough to serve as a symbol. Emperor Thaxon, his throne room filled with smoke and sparks, felt terror for the first time in his 3,000-year life. "Surrender," he broadcasted on all frequencies. "The Vexery Empire surrenders." Admiral Chen's response was cold and final. "The Vexery Empire no longer exists. Thaxon, as of today, you're simply criminals who threatened human civilians. The penalty for that crime is the complete erasure of your military capability." The systematic destruction of the Vexery fleet continued for another 6 hours. Not because the humans were slow, but because they were thorough. Every ship was disabled, every weapon destroyed, every crew captured or eliminated. When the battle ended, the Vexery Empire's military might had been reduced to debris floating in Sol System's void. But Admiral Chen wasn't finished. Using captured Vexery communications equipment, she sent a message to every corner of the galaxy, to every species that might be watching, to every empire that might be considering humanity as prey. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force, speaking to all civilizations within range of this transmission. Today, the Vexery Empire attempted to conquer humanity. Their fleet has been completely destroyed. Their emperor is our prisoner. Their 3,000-year reign of terror has ended. The message continued, broadcasted on frequencies that would reach every corner of known space. Let this serve as notice to any species considering aggression against humanity. We are not prey. We are not victims. We are the species that ended the Vexery Empire in a single day. Approach Earth with peaceful intentions, and you will find friends. Approach with hostile intent, and you will find the same fate that befell Emperor Thaxon. In the aftermath, as human ships collected Vexery survivors and began salvage operations, Dr. Rodriguez stood beside Admiral Chen, watching the stars. "What now, Admiral? The galaxy knows we exist, and they know what we're capable of." Chen smiled, but it wasn't the cold expression she'd worn during battle. This was the smile of someone who had just secured humanity's future among the stars. "Now, Doctor, we do what humans have always done best. We explore, we learn, we make friends with those who want friendship, and we protect those who can't protect themselves." The Vexery Empire, which had ruled the galaxy for 3 millennia, had become exactly what its name now meant in every language, a cautionary tale about the price of challenging humanity. The galaxy had a new dominant species, one that preferred cooperation to conquest but was perfectly capable of both. Humanity had passed its first test among the stars. The next chapter of their story was just beginning. Asterisk.